because what I think you can learn from somebody who's gone through a lot is how to apply lessons that they're giving you to your own life. So basically, if I talk to someone who's unbelievably resilient, I want to know, hey, how are you doing now? How are you surviving now? Yes, this happened to you in your life, but I want to know more about you. I want to learn from you. And I want to hear your story without people coming in here to chop it up, to make it, make it about money, make it about whatever the case is, production. Like, forget all of that. Just tell your story. And so I want you guys to know that there is nothing more important to me than doing that for myself, because I learned how media works, and then giving that back to the community. So yeah, I appreciate that a lot. And I'll address this too. This is a great point. There's so many times where I've gone in and seen people saying Colby shouldn't be talking about this. He's grifting off of this story. He's blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how would it make sense for you to hear a story about my family from a person who's never met them, who's paid to report on it? Okay. And this is no shade at these people, right? This is just a blanket statement across the whole thing. You'd rather hear the story from people who heard it from someone else, who heard it from someone else, who heard it from someone else, or I can tell you the reality of what was going on. I don't know. It's up to you. Yeah, I didn't know all the case stuff. I didn't do the studying. I wasn't paying attention to all that. I didn't have all these things, and everybody did their part. But the accuracy is within the authenticity of experiencing it. And that's something I don't think you guys have ever honestly had, is really a full circle story. And that to me shows that outside of what media does these days, we can take the narrative back by telling our stories. And that is why this channel was started and exists. If you guys remember when I first came back to YouTube, because we had done YouTube for a while, all the way back to 2017, just random videos uploaded, doing prank challenges, fun stuff like that. And then when everything started, I started kind of vlogging and turning the channel into like, hey, this is how we're living everyday life. We're still going to enjoy life. We're still going to try to be, count our blessings. We're still going to try to give our daughter a normal life and things like that. But then I really started understanding my love for storytelling is the fact that I know in this scenario that I can give you the reality of how it was. And that matters to me. And then you get to know who these people are. And that's the legacy that's left for them, because nobody is able to really speak for them other than people who were really there. And again, no shade at all these other people who have loved and cared about Tylee and JJ, but I'm talking about from a real perspective of telling your story. You need people who are involved. And so that's where all this has to at some point culminate, in my opinion. Everybody has to get together and be able to tell the accurate story, the reality of it, and not the sensational of it. So it is what it is. People say things, and that's okay. It's the internet. I think for the internet, our community is seriously such a beautiful, amazing place, because the internet is brutal and people just pop in and drop their opinion and leave. And they're always hiding behind, their keyboard, and they're hiding behind their fake profile, which is like 99% of the time. They'll always have some profile that's like obviously not their real name or anything like that. And the internet's just become that, right? I can't even really blame them, because the internet has just become this place where we just like don't really feel real world consequences. But I've always felt different. I've always felt like what you say on a celebrity's post means something. What you say in these comment sections and things like that, if you really are like saying things, you understand that it still counts. You're still doing it, and it's still public and it's still being seen. And I'm going to tell you probably a lot of the times those celebrities probably see that stuff, because you'll hear them every once in a while say the things that somebody negative said. Right. And it's like, how do we even get to this place where like we forgot that this is real life? Like the stuff we're talking about is real life. So anyway, I don't want to rant. You guys know I could talk all day to you about anything. But unfortunately, I just have not seen anything that really just truly honors the reality of my family. And I would love to do the same thing for Tammy, but like I've said before, I can't speak to her life, because she was not my family member. She's not somebody that I knew. And so it wouldn't be fair for me to jump in and try to give my opinion on her life or her legacy. But I will stand against anybody trying to tarnish that or trying to lie about her, because we have clear evidence that she would never have these health problems and died on her own and things like that. That's all BS.